Hi, I'm following along with Paul McWhorter's Raspberry Pi PicoW lessons. We're on 109, and he showed us how to send data between the Pico and your PC over the Wi-Fi connection. And um, he showed us how to do that. And then for homework, he wanted us to actually do something. But so we were supposed to send like data from the PC over to the Pico so that it would turn on a LED or turn them off or whatever. And we're supposed to have two or three LEDs or something up there. So uh, the homework was fairly simple, but first thing I had to do was copy his client and server code, and I decided to get a little silly on that. And when Paul was trying to explain the client-server relationship, he was referring it to McDonald's. So to be a little silly, I created a new restaurant chain called McWhorters after our fearless leader, and so I kind of set up my server and client as customer and server at the McWhorters fast food restaurant. So let me move myself out of the way here, and we can bring up some code samples. Let's see. So this is the hard side. This is the server side. So it's basically what Paul had. Um, One thing I'm not worried about, my Wi-Fi connection. My nearest neighbor's a quarter mile away, so I'm pretty sure my Wi-Fi doesn't go that far. So I don't care about leaving my Wi-Fi and password out there. Um, so for this one, like I said, we got that, and it's pretty much just copy and pasted what Paul did. Um, my messages are more fun, showing that we're acting like we're a restaurant and doing that. So we're doing it's pretty much exactly what Paul said. And then when we do get our request, basically with this one, all we're doing is sending the order back, replying with the same thing that we got and going back over and just having a funny little message here so that we can uh, uh, add that to our uh, message that we send back. Like I said, we got this, we put 1,024 bytes, so we can have plenty of room for a message in our data that we're sending back. So that's pretty much all we're doing there. And let's see, the client side is just 10 short lines of code. And like I said, I had to get this number here, and then we've got the port and everything. And we're just basically we're setting it up, and this is acting uh, like, hello, what can McQuarters get you today? And you just order burger, fries, or a Coke or whatever, and it'll send you a funny little message back. So let's get it working. So the first thing we got to do, let me stop this one and start this one up again. And it just says, connected, and this is the number that we have to put in the other program. And it says McWhorters is open for business, waiting for the customer order. So we'll go back to the customer side. That's where all the fun happens, basically. So we'll go ahead and run this one. And it says, hello, what can McWhorters get you today? So let's go for a burger. And it sends it over and tells you that the item ordered was a burger, and it tells you who it's from, and that it just then that side, that's all it is. And this one here, it says burger delivered. I wish McDonald's was that fast because this was in microseconds. My burger never gets to me in microseconds when I ask for it at McDonald's. So McQuarters is a much better restaurant. And then the IP address. And so this is his name, basically. Please enjoy your famous McWhorters burger. So let's say if we went fries, Fries delivered. Please enjoy your famous McBorder fries. Got to have a Coke and then we'll be finished. Have a Coke with that. Coke delivered. Please enjoy your famous McBorder's Coke. So again, we kind of like this McWhorter's restaurant because they give it to you, get your order out to you in microseconds. Anyhow, so that was just basically redoing Paul's lesson and putting my own fun spin on it. So, but our homework was to um, get change the colors on an LED. So this part is same number of lines of code and pretty much all the same. And only thing is our input is just a little bit different. We're looking for different things. So we'll get this one. So, and since we want to run it on uh, our Pico without being hooked up to the thing, we had to create the main program. So this is the main program over here. And I ran into a little bit of a problem with that and everything. So um, one thing you do is, like I say, if you're running without it being hooked up to a computer, you can't use any print statements or anything like that. And I ran into problems where it just didn't work sometimes. And and I remember last time that we went into the wire. This is the second time Paul's talked about the wireless on this, and I ended up with the same thing. I think it's probably my router is that sometimes, especially if it's not connected to the USB for the computer. I don't know why the difference would be, but I got like a power bank here that I'm just plugging it in just to supply power. I don't have the fancy breadboard thing that Paul was showing. So this is just a USB charge thing here. And it just it wouldn't connect. And like I said, so I had to go through, and first thing I did, well, I had to figure out how am I going to make it so I can tell whether it's connected or not. So I went through and I created the onboard, used the onboard lead LED on the PicoW that's just called LED. It's a constant that you use for that, and I just called it OBL onboard lead. And originally, I just at the beginning of the program, I just toggled the LED every half second for, to blink it. But I took that out of in the main code, and I'll go over this up here, the data part of it in a second. But like I said, I I, I still had problems, so I actually blinked the toggle the LED down here where Paul just had a pass. I put toggle the LED and sleep a tenth of a second. I just had that in there first, and it's still, like I said, it blink it real fast, a tenth of a second on, tenth of a second off, and it would just lock up. And you leave it there and plug it into the power bank, and it would just sit there and blink fast. And, I went out and got a cup of coffee and in the kitchen and came back, and 5 minutes later it was still blinking, so it wasn't ever going to connect. And I remembered from our last time that my router must have a different setup or something. And I went online and somebody suggested, oh, you got to put a channel number in here, and it says, your channel numbers, and I put that in. That didn't help, so I don't think this even needs to be here now. But that's something, one of the things I saw online that might work. That didn't work for me. And so what I end up doing, and I did this the last time, is I try for 5 seconds. So um, I got this, I do a while true up here just to make a endless loop until you break out of it. And that's where you set up your connection and try, and then you're trying to connect here. And then it checks the connection every tenth of a second for 50 tries. So that's 5 seconds. And if after those 50 tries, and it doesn't connected, then it it drops out of the while loop. If it is connected, then it'll break out, and then you have to put the second break to get out of the while true. So you're breaking out of the while here, and then you're breaking out of the while true with the second one down there. But anyhow, so what it does, it tries for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, it it sleeps for 2 more seconds and then goes back up to the while true. And basically, it would do this. And once I did that and set it up so that it tried again, for some reason, the second or third time through, it'll go ahead and catch it and start up. But if you just kept looking for it to connect the first time, it would never connect. So you have to start all over with the starting the connection and making it active and then connecting again. And second or third time through, it's always seems to work. And I was plugging and unplugging, and about every third time it might catch it and everything. So this just automates that process. It just drops out of it and everything. So anyhow, that's what we were doing. And this line here, you have to run it once just to make sure that you're getting the one that you have. And um, uh, this Pico seems to connect to my Wi-Fi at 199 instead of 1.199 every time. So, but I wanted to make sure. But then, like I said, there's no way to print it out when you're running on battery. So, without it being hooked to the computer. So I had to put that one out. And then, like I said, we got the socket and we do this datagram and everything. Um, the way I handled the data was I put the words that were coming in as the keys to a dictionary. So we got red, yellow, blue, and off. So I have a red lead, a yellow lead, a blue lead, and an off lead. And oh yeah, I didn't get into that, but I also you could have, I think probably a lot of people and probably Paul too is just going to use like an if statement. And uh, if you get red back, you're going to turn on the LED. But I said, oh, let's continue to use our PIO thing. It was a really simple code. We just have 3 LEDs, so it's 3 outs that we have, and then we want the shift direction to be right. That's what we need to the right. And this is the same thing that Paul ran into in his last PIO thing, where you have to use your out so that we're only sending um, 3 bits. So we're only affecting the 3 pins that we have up here. And so we're just sending the 3 bits. So like I said, red is on the uh, first pin, the base pin 11, and yellow is on 12, and blue is on 13. And then if you want them off, all of them are 0. So I could have used base 10 numbers, and this would be 1, 2, and 4, and 0. But I figured you might as well use the binary so you get the visual representation of which LED you have on and or none of them. So I did that. And that way you can just go by the dictionary and just do that. And what we're doing is later on down here, after we get the state machine, we're just doing the SM dot put, and we're just putting in the uh, the value of the key that we have that we're bringing in, and it's the lead dictionary, and it's whatever color we're bringing in. Um, so this here, if color is in lead dic, then we do the put because it's a valid color. If it's not a valid color, we're doing an else, and we're just saying that we're doing an F string, that whatever color we send, if we were sending a green, green is not valid, and that's the message it sends back. and the message. And then this is all they're doing is sending the message back. So the while true is pretty simple and straightforward from what Paul had. And like I said, um, the things that I did different was using the PIO to set the LED colors instead of doing a bunch of if statements and pins and everything. I think this way actually takes longer to code, but I could just as easily have 8 LEDs here or even more, and then just have 8-digit binary numbers up there, and we could do and just increase the size of this dictionary with different colors or however you wanted to do it. And you could, it wouldn't take any more code to do 8 than it would the 3. And if you did it with ifs, you'd have to add an if for every one that you're doing. So it's just, like I said, I just trying to do things a little bit different than what everybody else is going to do. And like I said, 48 lines of code, I probably could have got away with if statements, maybe got away with, you know, 35 or 40 lines for this one. But anyhow, so that's that part of it. And like I said, I showed the other part. So um, I don't need, I'm hooked up. I'm going to unhook this right now. So we're no longer hooked up to to the the Pico. So we're going to go down here and get our other one. Now this is still ready to go, but I want to stop this one. All right, I'm going to go ahead and plug this into this thing. I don't know if I can make it so you can see the LED flashing or not. Let's see. Got way too many fingers. Yeah, see, it's flashing really fast. It's trying to connect. Okay, it's going to take 2 second delay. Now it's going to do again. And this time it connected because I got it to blink to 5 times at the end after it's connected. So that means it's connected once you get the slow blinks going. So it should be connected on that one. And now I can go ahead and run this one. Okay, LED color to activate. So I'm going to put in RED and enter. And the red LED came on. So I'm going to go YELLOW. And now the red will go off and the yellow ones come on. Might as well do blue. Now we get the other ones come off. And then off. And it should turn all of them off. There we go. And it sends back that we're colors off. Oh yeah, let's see if I do green. There won't be anything to see on the screen. If I send green, it sends back green not valid. One thing I did do, let's see if I can go back to this one here, is that I you only thing you need to add is when you decode it is add another dot lower, and this will allow you to accept upper or lowercase letters, and it'll change it to lowercase so that you're good to go on that. So let's go back over here, and I can just say Shift RED and enter, and the red came on again. Um, and as you can see here, it made it lowercase, and that's what it sent back red. So anyhow, that's my video. I made it a little fun, kind of like McWhorter's fast food restaurant, and they have famous burgers, fries, and cokes. Anyhow, thanks, Paul, for all you do. I hope you enjoyed my fun little video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.